In the next topic, we have parameters, passing, and returning value. So, what is the difference between parameters or argument passing and returning value? So, if the function returns with a value, it's called as function returning value, and if you are not returning a value, it's called a non-returning function. So, we have to note some few points, such as function prototype is declared of a function with a name, a formal parameter, that is a parameter in a function. An actual parameter is an argument in a function call. So we are using actual parameters in a function call, and function definition as a formal means if the parameter is being called in a function, how it should be used. So these three arguments are there. One example they gave you here, y is the actual arguments because y is been given as a 4 and 5, so y becomes an actual arguments. And here y is a formal means with the y, or I can use any other variable a comma b. So b will x a and b will be the formal arguments means the argument should be used for the function. The function is returning with the value z, and the z value is being carried over in the variable r here. So we should clearly see all the parameters in the function. Some function arguments also has been given here. The next is keyword arguments. Here the variable will be stored as a returning of the function value. Here the number of variables like age and name will store the value of the variable which is be declared in the main program. Again, default argument function means the function with the default parameters is called as default parameter function. And here in this variable length we are using star. If you remember, I have done one problem with using variable length arguments star. Here is an example they gave. You can pause the video and you can practice this program. You can change the value, you can change the number of from 3 number, try to put 2 numbers, 4 numbers. You will get as per the functions, you will get the answer. Next is lambda. The lambda is nothing but a small anonymous functions which can be take any number of arguments but can only have one expression. Here is the example. So here is the expression a into b, and here is the argument a and comma b. Can take any number of parameters a, b, c, but it should have only single expression. Expression means what is the purpose of that arguments in that function. So I can use as a lambda, and it will return with the value of a into b, and it will store in the value in the x. When I call the x function, the number of arguments which is required, it will print out the result. Next, the mutable properties of data objects with respect to function. Hence, with respect to function, how we are the mutable objects are going to react. Everything in Python is an object. Every object in Python can be either mutable or immutable. Since everything in Python is an object, every variable holds an object instance. When an object is initiated, it is assigned a unique object ID. Its type is defined as a runtime, and one set can never change. However, its state can be changed if it is mutable. Means a mutable object can be changed after it is created. An immutable object can't change. The next is how objects pass to the function. So what are the objects here? So here pass by the reference, pass by the values. There are two ways the object can pass in a function. So pass by a reference, how it works. If I am doing changes in the list, in the main update list also it will change. In this example, there are two examples. One example which is held by the list data types, and one example is being held by the number integer data type. So integer is immutable and list is a mutable. So they are showing what will happen when we are operating functions with list and what will happen when we are operating functions with integer. As we see here, in the main function the value n contains a list, and id is nothing but the address of the variable. It will print the address of the variable in the next line, and third line represents the calling of the function in which the list is being called. So 50 comma 60 has been transferred to the function here updated. Then again it is calling out the address remains the same, but if I change the list as incrementing with 10 value, the address still remains same, but the value is getting increased. Here again, if I call the list value, it will be called out. So it will call the id, and in this next, if I again do the printing, my you can see that 10 is been added. After that, here the address of that list remains same. So we can say that the address is being at the same place, but only the value is being changing. But as we see here in this pass by value type, as 5 is an integer, we can see that the address of the 5 is this one. Then in the next line, I'm calling the function update number. In that update number, I'm passing the value 5. Again, it is printing out the address, so it will print out the same address. Again, the number has been increased to 10. So the reference value of 10 will be called out. As it can store only a single or any number, so the address of the number is referred to 15 now. Now n is incremented by 10 now. 15 will be referred by the variable n. Now if I call the variable of n, it remains the same. But when I goes to the main function, it, as it is a global variable, it will call out the value of b, which remains at the same place. And if I called out the id will also remains same place, because b is a global variable and n is a local variable. So if I ask the address of n, it will be different, but the address of b remains same because it changes the value also. You can very well see in that our book. In our book also they gave this example. The next topic is passing arrays or list to the function. So how if the array or list both are your table data type? Array is a popular in most programming languages. When the people talk about Python arrays, more often not they are talking about Python list.